Is speed killing Wall Street? Knight Capital fighting for its survival after a trading glitch costed $440 million. Its shares are up just slightly this morning, but listen, they plummeted 70% over the past 2 days. Let's get some analysis now from Alex Tabb with the Tabb Group. Great to see you here, by the way, Alex. Listen, this is at least the third major incident, right? We had the Facebook IPO, we had the Bats IPO. It seems that nothing is working. Are these faster trades just overwhelming the markets?
Well, I'd actually like to say this is the fourth incident we've seen this summer. On top of the Facebook IPO and the Bats offering, we've also seen something on July 20th, which was a very abnormal aberration in which a number of major stocks in the New York Stock Exchange of the markets were highly correlated. Folks think that was another event where sort of algorithmic trading, automated trading had an event just like this.
So what's happening? What's the problem? The markets can't handle the speed?
I don't think it's just speed. Speed has been around for a long time. The challenge is when you mix speed and complexity, it makes a dangerous combination. And that's what we have today. We have very complex markets moving at very high speed.
Well, why are we in this position that we've got speed and complexity and the combination is obviously not working well?
It's been an evolution in the market structure over the last few years. I mean, automated trading and computers have really brought this on. We've got market fragmentation here in the United States as well as global fragmentation. Markets are competing for market share and volume. And you know, the brokers and the dealers, everyone wants a piece of it. And since the beginning of Wall Street, speed has been an issue. Who can get to the market faster has an edge.
Is it a ticking time bomb?
Oh, that's a good question. I think the challenge is that what we're seeing, this is the new normal. I think what these types of events we're going to continue to see. You've got automated trading, which is very complex. These algorithms, these trading platforms, these protocols that have been put in place are very difficult. And you're in a situation where the ghost of the machine is working its way out. And so more of these are in the future, I think.
And when you say more of these, will it be isolated to a particular market or a particular asset class, or is vulnerability across the entire system?
I think right now everyone's focused on the equities markets. We've got a situation where volumes are down, people are struggling to try to make a profit. Everyone is looking to see to get an edge. And right now the edge is in automation. And so right now the focus is on what's going on. What we saw with Knight is really, I think, a failure of a three-legged stool. And the three-legged stool that we've been seeing is, we've got prevention, we've got detection, and then we've got deterrence. And in the Knight Capital event, we had a failure of the first two legs, which was prevention. We couldn't prevent it, even though they tested probably as much as they could. And detection. It took them a long time to detect what was going on and then to fix the problem.
So how do we manage this? How do we prevent another incident like what we just saw?
That's a good question, and I think a lot of people are struggling with that right now. And I think one of the challenges as we go back to that three-legged stool is everyone is going to be looking to the regulators to try to solve this problem. I think the industry has got to step up. I think organizations like SIFMA have got to get everyone together and figure out how do we make sure this doesn't happen again. And if it does happen again, what should we do? What are the standard protocols? Because obviously what's happening now is not working.
Well, why not the regulators?
Well, the regulators right now have a huge amount of material to work with right now. I mean, we've got Dodd-Frank, which they're struggling to get through, which is on the fixed income side. The regulators, what they're going to do is, historically, they come in after the event and they wield the big stick and they beat people up. Regulation is, part of the trading environment, but it's very expensive.
But if you're a retail investor, why are you even going to trust the regulators? I mean, after the flash crash, how many times did Mary Shapiro say, we just don't know what happened yet? It went on for months.
Exactly. That's the challenge with the regulators. They come in after the event and they do an in-depth study. There's a real crisis of confidence in the equities markets right now, and it's affecting a lot of folks.
Should you slow trading down at all or make it less complex? Is that even possible?
That's a real challenge. I don't know if you can slow it down. Do we go back to the buggy whip? I mean, that is a question that's everyone's asking this morning. I think that's a big question. I think the real challenge is we need to understand what's happening here. We know folks are testing these algorithms. We know folks are testing these automated trading programs. Is the testing valid? I'm not sure.
How about taxing transactions?
That's another question. And I think from my perspective, I would rather see what organizations like the New York Stock Exchange are trying to do. We're trying to put limits on high-speed trading through the rebate program and trying to say, with cancel orders and sort of doing a market-based approach to it. I would rather see the markets take this under consideration than the regulators, because the regulators are going to come in and they're going to make it overly complex, they're going to make it very big, and it's going to get very political and very, very bad. And right now what the markets really don't need is more uncertainty.
Absolutely. Alex Tabb from the Tabb Group. Thanks so much.
Thank you very much.
I'm Rhonda Schaffler. This is Reuters.